Greetings, LEGO fans! If you're ready to take your LEGO displays to the next level by adding LED light kits, you've probably experienced sticker shock when looking at the offerings from leading brands like Light My Bricks. Though these kits are really high quality, they often cost about half the price of the LEGO set itself, or more, and can really dampen the hope that you can light up your whole collection. But luckily, there are some alternative companies that offer much lower prices. One that has come to the forefront recently is Game of Bricks, a company based out of Estonia. These kits are about half or sometimes even a third of the cost of the Light My Bricks versions, but are they any good? To answer that question, I bought and installed 3 Game of Bricks kits: the A-frame cabin, the Apollo 11 lunar lander, and the giant micro-scale Hogwarts castle. We'll go over the pros and definitely some of the cons that these kits offer. Pro number 1 is obviously the price. Using a 15% off coupon that Game of Bricks is pretty much always offering, all 3 kits cost me just under $115. In contrast, getting the offerings from Light My Bricks would have cost me $325, a difference of a staggering $210. That's actually kinda crazy, and could be a total game changer for people wanting to get started with lighting their LEGO collection. Pro number 2 is the packaging. Each kit came in a sleek, professional-looking box that included the parts in easily numbered bags, a user guide explaining the components and how they're used, and a little card with a QR code for the online instructions and the previously mentioned 15% off coupon code. They even threw in a sticker for good measure. Pro number 3 is the installation process. For the most part, the online instructions were easy to follow, at least for these 3 kits. Much like LEGO instructions, they simply use pictures to illustrate each step. They're not particularly polished, but they get the job done. Though installing light kits on LEGO can be pretty tedious and involves connecting a lot of tiny components together, it largely went pretty smoothly. Pro number 4 is their customer service. I had a couple of issues come up, which I'll address in the cons section, but I contacted customer service and they very quickly responded and agreed to send me what I needed replaced. Of course, that's what you should expect with any company, but it's often a worry with cheaper alternative products, so it felt like it was worth mentioning here. And pro number 5 is the overall look of the finished product. All 3 of these kits look pretty great on display with their respective sets. They may not have some of the more advanced features, like the flickering fire in the Light My Bricks version of the A-frame, but for the price difference, you really do get a lot of value out of the Game of Bricks versions, which was a really pleasant surprise. And now for the dreaded cons. The first is that their quality control does seem a little spotty. As I mentioned earlier, I had a few issues right out of the box. The original battery box I received for the Hogwarts kit simply didn't work, no matter what batteries I put in it, while the battery box for the lunar lander was missing entirely. These issues were quickly resolved with customer service, but definitely shouldn't have occurred in the first place. In addition to those immediate issues, one of the wires snapped under minimal pressure while installing. That could have been user error, but it really didn't seem like it should have come apart that easily. I didn't bother going to customer service for this one since it was fairly easy to mend myself, but it was a hassle nonetheless. I'll likely do an update in a few months to see how the parts fare over time and use, since longevity is an important factor to consider as well. For now, I'm happy to report that everything is working properly, but it was a bit of a bumpy road to get there. Con number 2 is limited portability and access. These kits are certainly best displayed in a completely static state, because any attempt to open them up or move them can result in a bit of a tangled mess. One big advantage of the Light My Bricks options is that many of their kits have wireless contact connectors that allow you to remove entire floors or roofs of buildings without worrying about the wires. There are no such connectors here, and it's a real hassle to remove the A-frame roof in particular. You also need to be pretty vigilant when moving sets with these kits installed, because the tiny fragile connectors can easily get tugged and broken if you forget to disconnect them. This likely applies to all light kits to a certain extent, but it was worth mentioning here. Now, I know that saving the cons for last makes it seem like I'm ragging on these kits, but overall, I was really impressed with them, particularly for the price. They really do look excellent in my display, and the experience was far more positive than negative overall. I feel comfortable recommending them as an alternative to the more expensive brands, since their customer service is strong enough to overcome any minor issues you may have. The value you get for the price you pay is frankly great, and mixing these in with some of the more costly options can save you loads of money. If you have any Game of Bricks light kits of your own, I'd love to hear your experience in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more great LEGO content, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, as always, keep building.